We just observed the Parashurama Jayanthi and Akshaya Trithiya. Namaste, my name is Sangeeta Venkatesh and a very warm welcome to my channel. And if you like history, culture, spirituality and travel, this is the channel you must come to. So I hope you have subscribed to it and I would love to see you explore this channel. So back to Parashurama. As it is well known, Sri Parashurama is the sixth incarnation of Lord Vishnu. He is called Parashurama as he wields the Parashu or the axe. It has been written in the ancient texts that he created the western coast of India, also known as Parashurama Sristi. He is also one of the Sapta Chiranjivis or the 7 immortals who will be around till the end of Kali Yuga. In fact, it is Parashurama who will be teaching the Kalki Avatara, the last Avatara, the art of warfare. So though it is the author's imagination, this episode has been very well penned by Venki in his book Unmanifest 428798 AD, Story of Kalki, which is currently an ebook. So if you want, do get yourself a copy. I'll put the link in the description box, and I hope to get a physical copy in the very near future in the market soon. So Lord Vishnu, as it has been documented in our scriptures, has always taken an incarnation and descended on earth to decimate evil on earth. And Parashurama's role as an incarnation was to decimate evil rulers. And maybe that is why he is one of my favorite incarnations. It is said that he went around the earth thrice to kill all the Kshatriyas. But that is not quite the truth, because the Surya and the Chandra dynasties remained, and a few others too. So it was an exaggeration that all the Kshatriyas were decimated. But it was true that the world was in an alarming state. Most of the kings had fallen victim to greed. They were power hungry and they cared less about the common man. And Mother Earth or Bhudevi felt the strain and appealed to Lord Vishnu and told him, "O Lord, many of the kings, the Kshatriyas, have committed sins that outweigh their acts of dharma. And I, whom you call Vasudha, cannot bear the burden. I am especially bothered by the king Kartavirya Arjuna." Lord Vishnu listened to her and said, "I will incarnate on the earth with the name Rama, and I will make sure that dharma is restored." Lakshmi, Vishnu's consort, was listening to this conversation and asked him, "O Lord, will you be born again as the son of Rishi Kashyapa and Aditi?" Because we have discussed in the past videos the 3 incarnations of both Kashyapa and Aditi, and in different lifetimes, Lord Vishnu was born to them. So Lord Vishnu said, "This time my purpose is different. I will not need to have the qualities of Rajas and Tamas, not gentleness and kindness alone. The driving purpose of this avatar will be Idam Brahmam, Idam Kshatram," which means here stands a Brahmin, here stands a Kshatriya. I need to be born in a Brahmin family, but with the traits of a Kshatriya. Lord Vishnu continued to say, "It is a long story, but in my Dattatreya incarnation, I was pleased with Kartavirya's meditation and penance and granted him all his wishes, including the wish to have 1,000 arms. And with these, wishes fulfilled, Kartavirya went on to wage wars with other monarchs, and his everlasting youth, which was also a boon given to him, led to a soaring desire for beautiful women, and no woman was safe in his kingdom." Not very different from what is happening in present days, isn't it? So Lakshmi then chided Lord Vishnu and said, "Do you know the consequence of granting every wish to your devotee then?" Lord Vishnu replied, When a devotee pleases me, I grant him or her their wish. But if they misuse their boon and cross the barriers of dharma, I will be the first one to take action. And in my sixth avatara, I will do just that. Lakshmi then asked him, "How will I incarnate along with you? Because we have never been separated." So Lord Vishnu replied and he said, "So in this incarnation, I will need to be alone. But we will still be together in Vaikuntha during this time." Lakshmi then asked, "Who will be your fortunate parents?" Vishnu replied, "Look there, look at the shores of the river Narmada. Can you see Rishi Jamadagni and Mother Renuka? That is where I will be born." Now, Rishi Jamadagni was a descendant of Bhrigu, one of the mind-born sons of Brahma. And if you have seen my video on the town of Bharuch, you all this will resonate with you. If you have not yet seen it, please do go back and see it, and I will also give you the link in the description box. So meanwhile, Jamadagni and Renuka had 4 sons: Rumanvat, Sushena, Vishwasu and Vasu. But they were extremely timid and devoid of any courage. Renuka herself would say a common cat could scare them as if it were a tiger. Renuka decided to pray for a son with unmatched intelligence, but also with physical strength and valor. And in time, Renuka was pregnant and her face glowed like the brightness of the sun and the softness of the full moon. And Jamadagni knew that she would be giving birth to an avatara. And hence, in course of time, Bhriguvansharama or Bhargavarama was born, who came to be known as Parashurama. And he went on to do what he had to do in accordance with the laws of the universe. One could go on and on about this avatara, the warrior sage. But in this video, I also want to discuss the Parashurama Kshetra. This is the land that was created by Parashurama when he threw his Parashu or axe into the sea, and the waters receded to reveal the land that is now known as the Konkan region. And the Parashurama Kshetra went all the way down to Kerala on the west coast of India. And today we will also discuss specifically the temple at Poinguinim village in Kankona Taluk in Goa in this piece. So the name of the village, Poinguinim, it derives from Poi, a strip of low-lying land along with a river or sea, or a narrow inlet that floods in high tide. And Guim or Guin means low-lying area. Now, this temple, the Parashurama Temple in Poinguinim, has a unique architecture. The temple is roughly rectangular in structure, and it is actually 2 temples. One dedicated to Lord Parashurama, that is Lord Purushottama, which is another form of Lord Vishnu, and the other one to Lord Parashurama. And they are said to have been built in different times, but then they were combined to look like one. The Sri Purushottama temple existed first and faced the east. Like most Hindu temples, there was a Vrindavana which had a stone chakra dedicated to Lord Parashurama. And so the Parashurama temple was built around it. Since the Vrindavana faced the west, the temple also eventually faced west. The mandapa boasts intricately carved wooden pillars, while the shikhara showcases the classic pyramid shapes. Within the courtyard, one can find an iconic depiction of the Kshetrapala. Now, who is the Kshetrapala? Kshetrapala is the guardian deity of a consecrated land or farmland. The walls of the temple are painted yellow and also have the traditional Kavi art of Goa, which uses red iron-rich soil and lime to decorate the walls and ceilings. But more on that later. Now, I have had the fortune to visit this temple 3 times, and I consider myself really blessed. And in recent news, the soil from the 2 temples in Kankona, which is, it was collected for the construction of the new Parliament House in New Delhi. So the Devasthan Samitis of Sri Mallikarjuna Temple at Sri Sthal and Sri Parashurama Temple at Poingwinim, they gave the containers filled with the soil of the temple as part of the contribution to the Bhumi Pujan of from Goa's soil for the construction of the new Parliament House at New Delhi. Now people say there are not too many temples dedicated to Parashurama, but in actuality there are around 300 temples across the country. And Fonseca Jose Nicola Du, in his book, A Historical Archaeological Sketch of Goa, has elaborated on the origin of the region of Goa and the legend of Parashurama. Now, Goa, as we know, was known as Gomanta in our Puranas. It is also mentioned by the names as Gomanchala, Gobapuri, Gomantak, Gobapuri, I just repeated that, Gopakpuri, amongst other names. Now, it is said that the Ashwamedha Yajna performed by Parashurama is in the village of Haramal in North Goa. Now, how do we know that? Anantaram Krishna Dhume, an authority on prehistoric study of Goa, has extensively brought evidence of the creation of the region and its relationship with Parashurama in his book, The Culture History of Goa from 10,000 BC to 1352 AD. Now, archaeological finds seem to corroborate with the lores of the Puranas, for example, like the Skanda Purana. And it is worth noting that Mr. Dhume found archaeological evidence in the form of fossilized marine conch, and two huge basaltic natural pillars that back the argument that Goa had actually risen from the seabed. And I will give you the references of these books from where I have researched also in the description box. If that interests you, please do go back and look it up on the internet, or you can buy those books. And I hope you have enjoyed today's video and found it informative. Please do share it with your families and friends, and let us learn together about the past and connect it with the present. And with that, I end this video. This is Sangeeta Venkatesh. Namaste.